Hey church, Lee Hawthorne here with this week's announcements. Do you get our e-news, the weekly news that we email out to you? Well, if you do, last week you saw an article written by Ryan Sudsbury, one of the missionaries that we support here at FCC. The article was about a little girl making tortillas. It wasn't the kind of tortillas that you buy in a store, but the kind of tortillas that are made with love. So this little girl was making tortillas. Her mother had made tortillas. Her grandmother made tortillas. And now here she was making tortillas for their family. So it took a lot of effort. She lived in a city in Mexico. And she had to get the fire just right. She had to get the dough just right. Wait for the coals to be just right. And in this town, they went to church. But the church they went to was pastored by a gentleman that pastored about a dozen other churches. So they never knew what time church was going to be held. They would wait to hear the church bells, and when they heard the church bells, then they'd go to church. So there she was making these tortillas. Everything was just perfect. She had spent a lot of time getting everything just right, and it was time to put the tortillas on the fire, and she heard the church bells ring. When she heard the church bells ring, she thought, no, I can't go to church right now. I want to go to church, but I can't go to church right now. Everything is just right. So she went about her business making the tortillas. Well, her grandmother walked into the room and said, what are you doing? It's time for church. And she said, Grandma, we can't go right now. I just got everything perfect to make the tortillas. Well, Grandma walked out of the room and then walked back in with a cup of water and threw it on the fire. And she said, this is temporary. We need to go take care of eternal things. And so as I read this story, I thought about the way we ask the church to approach Christmas each year. Each year we ask you to take a look at everything you're doing, everything you want for yourself, but also everything you want for your family and how you approach Christmas. But to remember at that time the why behind Christmas, and that this is about Jesus' birthday, and that we should be spending our time and our resources on those things that He asked us to remember. So each year, as we ask you to do Christmas differently, we ask you to remember our community, we ask you to give locally, we ask you to give globally, and then we ask you to remember the church and to give within the church a special offering as well. So we ask you to give in these three ways, locally, globally, and to the church, because we believe this is three ways Jesus would want us to celebrate His birthday. We're giving locally to support the Hardy Help Center in a couple of different ways. The first way was by purchasing toys for children in our community, but the toys did have to be returned by today. If you missed out on this announcement, don't worry. You can still choose to give financially to support toys that'll be purchased for children in our community. The second way we can support our community and give locally would be by choosing to ring bells at the Salvation Army Red Kettle campaign on Thursday, December 22nd. You can sign up for this at the Connection Center after the service. Now, all the funds raised at the Salvation Army Red Kettle campaign are kept locally. They'll be used here in Hardy County to support families in times of crisis or in times of need. You can give globally to support Ryan Sudsbury and Go Ministries as they work toward that goal of planting 1,000 churches in 10 years. Watch this video from Ryan about a gentleman named Elvis who's working toward pastoring a church in the Dominican.
Hey, First Christian Church, Wauchula. I was talking with Lee a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about ways that we can continue to partner and grow the kingdom together. And she was asking about some specific needs. And I started talking to her about a man named Elvis. Elvis is going to be starting a church. Well, it's kind of funny. His church will start sometime in 2017, and he's graduated from the seminary this last year. And so this guy hasn't even officially begun, and he now has 60 people meeting in his house. And it's a Dominican house, so it's not a big house. So it is incredible what God's doing with and through Elvis's leadership in the church there. So there are a couple of things that would be fantastic. So I asked Elvis, and he's beyond thrilled that you would even consider partnering with them. They need two things. They need a sound system. The sound system is $1,500 US, and they need chairs. And they're looking to get 50 chairs. They're $11 a piece. It's like $11.01, but it comes out to $550. So those are the two needs that they have. They would love to have a sound system, and they would love to have some chairs that they can put down. They have a rental space that's been offered to them, and if they can get some chairs and a sound system, they're rocking and rolling. So, hey, I love you all. I'm thankful for you all, and hope to see you soon. Thanks for helping Elvis out.
Guys, let's do our part to give globally this year to help Elvis and the church he started in the Dominican Republic. Let's help them to buy chairs and a simple sound system so that he can be heard while he's preaching. The simple things that we take for granted. You'll have the opportunity to give anytime during the month of December. You can make your checks payable to FCC. Just mark Elvis's name in the memo section, and you can leave them in the offering plate, or you can give them on your way out the front doors. Just place them in the jar there that's labeled with Elvis's name. Church, you'll have the opportunity to give to the church at a special Christmas offering on Sunday, December 18th. We're asking you to give beyond your normal tithes that week. And we're asking you between now and then to be in prayer about what it is that God would have you to give. Help us to do our part to spread the gospel message here locally by giving to the church. This Christmas, let's choose to approach the holidays a little bit differently. Let's choose to give locally, globally, and to the church to share the gospel message of Jesus and to celebrate Him at His birthday. Just a couple more announcements for you. I know this time of year a lot of you like to bring in Christmas cards to share with your church family. Well, bring them in and place them at the Christmas card mailbox located by the back door of the church. But don't forget to check the mailbox and take home those cards that are addressed to you. Lastly, if you're new to First Christian Church, or if you've been coming here a while but you're not a member of the church, we're having a class that we call Understanding First Christian. This is a class that we hold periodically, and it's for those of you who just want to know a little bit more about our church, or who are at that point where you want to become members, but you want to know a little bit more about what we believe. Well, this class is required to become a member of First Christian, but you're not required to become a member if you come to the class. Well, we'd love to have you. The class is Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. for the next 3 Wednesdays, beginning December 7th. To sign up, grab a connection card from the pew in front of you, write your information, and under event sign up right there at the bottom of the first page, write UFC, and drop that card by the Connection Center on your way out today. We hope to see you there. Well, thanks so much for listening. I love you guys. I love watching you choose to be the church week after week. I'll catch you later.